So the intelligence becomes stunned. One may fall on the ground and just be like incoherent. There are many transcendental symptoms that are like beyond anything that we know in the material world. One time Lord Chaitanya went into this trance where he actually pulled his arms and legs inside his body. I mean, where is that coming from? So this is beyond anything known in the material world, and it's beyond anything that's possible with the material body. The material body is very weak. If any of you have been through a tremendous traumatic experience, you know that the body is affected by this, and it takes a long time to recover from it. So the material body is easily, actually even destroyed by too much stress, whether it's good or bad. Look at these rock stars, you know, they're going on tours, they have to play night after night after night on the plane and this and that, and they go crazy. They lose it, they get worn down, and they have to go in the hospital or go in, what's that called, when they get drug and alcohol?
Rehab.
Yeah, they go into rehab, too much drugs or whatever. So similarly, in the material world, all of these emotions are there, but they're perverted reflections. When I think about it, in fact, while you were asking a question, I was thinking about the difference between material emotions and spiritual emotions. And the one thing is that material emotions, even if they're positive, they're never 100% positive. There's always some contamination. And spiritual emotions, even if they're negative, they're always pleasurable. So if a person is feeling even the best material emotion, there's always going to be some suffering connected with it. But if one is feeling even fear or distress, transcendentally, there's always joy and bliss connected with it. And thinking of those feelings come from two separate places. It's like material emotions, or you feel them in your body. But spiritual emotions are like directly in your consciousness. And there might be some symptoms reflected in the body. But the source of the energy, the source of the feeling is different. Fundamentally different. Uddhava, you had a question?
No, there's a comment about that. There's one easy way to experience that by the swaras, by music. When I started learning this Vedic intonation, I could never understand the minor chords and like that. For me, they were always sad, but I didn't find any beauty until you have the right interval. Even though the interval is in a sad tone, it's very beautiful, very pleasurable.
Oh yeah.
And it's only understood when you hear the proper tuning.
Yeah, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. That's how I got into all this ecstatic emotional stuff, was through the music. The music is an easy way into feeling all these emotions. There are different combinations, certain combinations of vibrations that are exact pictures of all these ecstatic states. And if you meditate on them, you easily go into those states, because what is an emotion anyway? It's a relationship between two energies, two vibrations. So when you contemplate the Vedic svaras, which are certain mathematically pure relationships of vibrations, you feel those emotions along with it, automatically. See, this all started from when I was young and I was a composer and professional musician. And I was trying to answer the question, how does music give people feelings? Because everyone knows when you listen to music, you feel emotions. Well, why? How does that work? What's the physics behind it? Nobody could tell me. Nobody could answer my question. Until finally I met a Vedic musician, Ali Akbar Khan, and he told me, oh yeah, it's the swaras. It's like he deals with this every day. So by studying this Vedic science of music, you can experience directly these transcendental emotions, and they're completely pure. Shuddha sattva. Completely pure.
In that experiment that I did a post on the forum, even the best interval in the Western scale, you did a graph and the graph looked horrible.
Yeah.
You did the graph for any interval in Vedic scale and all of them were beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
Like some like lotus flower and very beautiful.
Yeah, those histograms, yeah. Because when the vibrations are lined up exactly, then they automatically produce a transcendental emotion. And this vibration is called swara. It doesn't happen in Western music because Western music is impure. The whole system of intonation, the whole tuning, everything is impure. So from the very beginning, this is why musicians like to turn up their instruments really loud. Because of the acoustics in the speakers, actually it forms pure intervals. Because the speakers can't vibrate in an impure interval. It would tear them apart. So they naturally, the tones bend. Especially with a guitar, this happens. The tones will actually bend so that they make a pure interval. So, let's see, where were we? Next question?
Next question from Tulsidas Anand.
Let's just call him Tulsidas.
Yeah.
That Ananda is too impersonal.
Okay.
The impersonalists always end their names with Ananda. But we're not impersonalists. Tulsidas is a great devotee.
Yeah. Okay. Question from Tulsidas. Is it normal for a deity or picture of a great being, or even the Lord, to change impressions and seem to come alive when you are in a devotional mood?
Yes. It happens all the time. Why? Because the picture of an exalted being, especially the Lord and his pure devotees, the picture is identical in transcendental qualities with the Lord himself. See? This is the transcendental ontology that we keep talking about. What does it mean? It means that the Lord, his name, his qualities, his pastimes, his abode, and his devotees are all on the transcendental platform. They're on the platform of pure consciousness. They don't have material bodies. Their bodies have been spiritualized. Or in the Lord's case, his body is always spiritualized. So if we see a picture of these great personalities, then we can interact with that picture just as if the personality is personally present. He is personally present. So yeah, this is a very common thing. If you worship the deities, you'll find out the deities have personality and they have activities, and sometimes they'll play tricks on you, and they'll interact with great affection just to have pastimes with their devotees. Yeah?
Question from Mike. Would it be conducive to spiritual life to meditate on Vedic music to experience these transcendental emotions, even in the neophyte stage, or is there danger of enjoying separately from Krishna?
Well, if it's okay to enjoy beautiful things, why not? But to realize that the beauty is coming from Krishna. See? In fact, that's what we used to do in music school. We used to meditate on these swaras. You have to meditate on them, first of all, to even hear them. You have to train your hearing. You have to purify your ears so that you can hear what the swaras are. You know, we were always going to do that, remember? Make those recordings of the pure swaras so that people could meditate on them. And each of the swaras, like the perfect fifth, represents conjugal love. The major third represents friendship. The perfect fourth, parenthood. And the unity, the unison represents neutrality. You see? So in this way, all the intervals represent these different transcendental emotions. And by meditating on the intervals, you can actually feel those emotions. So yes, why not? We should go ahead and make that recording one of these days.
Yeah, now that we have a keeper. Okay, that's it.
That's it? What time is it?
2 p.m.
Oh, it's 2 p.m. already. Well, we had a little delay in the beginning. Okay.
There's some comments from Brian.
From who?
From Brian. When I listen to Prabhupada and